So, they finally taken Trump's name off of the Kennedy Center. It's about time. You know, you know, I'm so glad that Congresswoman Joyce um, JB, Congresswoman JB is on the board of the Kennedy Center. Because what Congresswoman JB said was, you either take it down or or I will I will go to the board and urge the board to remove you as chairman of the Kennedy Center. That's what Congresswoman JB told Trump. So, guess what? This morning, they were seen taking Trump's name down off of the Kennedy Center. J. Congresswoman JB was outside the Kennedy Center happy that they was taking down Trump's name. Because Trump didn't want to get removed from being the chairman of the Kennedy Center. And Democrats in Congress and in the Senate and in the state legislatures and national Democrats and Democrats in North Carolina, South Carolina, Mississippi, Democrats all around the country are excited. We are excited, and we are happy that they taken Trump's name off of the Kennedy Center. We are so happy and so excited that we cannot contain our happiness and our excitement. And now, let's talk about the gas prices. Let's talk about the gas prices, and let's talk about the inflation, and let's talk about the grocery prices, and let's talk about overall talk about the cost of living. So, we Democrats are excited that they're taking down Trump's name off of the Kennedy Center. And we can't contain our excitement. But you know what? But at the same time, we still want Trump to lower the cost of living for 40 million families across this country. And that's just across the country. That's just not counting Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, and all of these other places. and all of these other places that we want Trump to lower the cost of living. We want Trump to lower the cost of living, to make the cost of living affordable for 45th million families in the United States. Affordable. As we do with all of them. But Republicans in Congress, especially MAGA Republicans in Congress, wants to inflate the cost of living, wants to reduce taxes for the wealthy, and doesn't want to reduce the cost of living for middle class and incoming families. While the MAGA Republicans are doing that, North Carolina MAGA Republicans that are in powerful positions in North Carolina, they are, instead of them doing their job for North Carolinians, they want to sit back and tweet all day like they don't got no life. Do your job. I urge everybody in the Republican Party, in the Democrat Party, in the Independent Party, in every political party to do your job. Stop tweeting, because if you don't do your job, and if you don't stop tweeting, then you are going to look weak and incompetent to your constituents. And look, I know that we politicians don't want to look weak to our constituents. I know that. I understand that. But when we tweet, we got to be mindful about what we say. Because while we are right most of the time, the reason we got to be careful about what we say, and the reason we got to be careful about what we tweet, is because it's not just our constituents who are adults that is watching us, but their kids are watching us. But their grandkids are watching us. We have to be careful about what we say, because we just don't got mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, cousins, nieces, nephews. We just don't got them watching us who happens to be adults. We just don't got them watching us. We got kids watching us as well. We have kids watching us as we got kids watching us as well. Kids that want to be kids that one day wants to be a politician, we have them watching us, and they see everything that we say in our tweets and in our posts and in our statements, and while we are right and while we are correct most of the time, we still have to frame every tweet and every post carefully, because we have kids that wants to be politicians one day watching us, and they see our statements and they see our post and they see our tweet one day, and they see our statements and they see our press release, and they see our press releases, and they see all of that we put out every day, and they think we are saying that because we want to say that. But no, in fact, we are saying that because we have an incompetent president of the United States. And yes, I know that we got to be careful about what we say, especially us Democrats. Yes, I know we got to be careful about what we say, especially us Democrats. But we do not have to be so aggressive about it. We can be like President Obama, so presidential. But now, we Democrats are acting so aggressive and acting so power hungry that I think most of us Democrats has forgotten why we got elected in the first place. Why I think most of us Democrats forgotten why we got elected in the first place, and why we got in office in the first place. Because when I was growing up, politician because when I was growing up, politicians was a because when I was growing up, a politician was a man of the people, a woman of the people, a person of the people, a person of the people, and for the people. A true statesman and a true stateswoman and a true statesperson. But now we don't see. But now we have less. But now we got less of politicians who are for the people. We got more politicians that are against the people. They are not for the people. They are against the people, because if they was for the people, then they would not allow what's happening now happen back then. So we used to have principle. We used to have values. We used to have principle, and we used to have values. But I think we got lost in our power of being a politician, that we forgot about the values, and that we forgot about the principle of being a politician. Every word, every tweet, every post you put out. You always got to remember, kids are watching you. Children are watching you. Our children, our kids, our grandkids, our great grandkids are watching you guys, are watching us politicians in office doing all this talking about the president, calling the president of the United States names, and they think that's okay, but in fact, it's not okay. We have to go back to the way it was. We need, we need, I tell you what we need. We need, we need those old school Democrats and Republicans back in office. John Boehner, we need some of those old school Democrats like Congressman John Lewis. Like Congressman John Lewis. Uh, who else? There's so many old school Democrats that we need back in office. We need somebody like President Joe Biden back. We need somebody like Congressman John Lewis, Joe Biden, President Obama, and so many others. And we also need old school Republicans like House Speaker John Boehner, like House Speaker John Boehner, House Speaker Paul Ryan, Governor Mitt Romney. We need old school Republicans like Senator John McCain. And we need old school Republicans like Senators John McCain and Tim Kaine. We need those old school Republicans like Senator John McCain, Tim Kaine, back in the Senate and back in politics right now at this pivotal time. Because if we don't have those old school Republicans and Democrats in office now, then I think we are going to lose. Our republic. And I'm not trying to scare y'all, but I really think if we don't have those old school Republicans and the old school Democrats that we used to have, then we might lose our republic. So I want you in New York. So I want all of you. So I want all of you who is watching me right now. I want all of you. I don't care if you in New York, Mississippi, South Carolina, North Carolina, Louisiana, Hawaii, or Florida, or Kentucky, or Alabama, or Texas. I don't care where y'all are. Just make sure y'all vote. Make sure y'all vote. because this election is a pivotal election that we have ever had. We never had a election this pivotal before. We never had a election this pivotal before. This election is pivotal. And I know y'all young people don't watch. I know y'all young people don't like politics and don't watch politics and don't watch the news and don't see what the President of the United States says all the time. I know y'all young people don't like politics, but y'all need to get engaged. There's so many things that you guys can do. There's so many things that you young people can do. There's so many things that y'all can do. Y'all can vote. Y'all can get engaged. Y'all can go run for office. But there's so many things that y'all can do listen to me, young people. Y'all can, you know what y'all can do? Y'all actually can go out. Y'all can actually go out, get involved, by go campaigning for these candidates. Y'all can go out. You young people can go out and get engaged by campaigning for these candidates who is running for office. Just call up your state senator. Call up your state senators. Call up your United States senator. Call up your congressperson. Call up your state legislatures and ask them if they're running for re-election so you can go out and campaign for them. You can even go out, you can even call up your governor who is running for re-election and call him up Illinois. I'm talking to the young people in Illinois now. You can call him up right now and ask him, is he running for re-election? So you can go out and campaign for him. South Carolina, you can call up Governor Roy Cooper. You can call up Governor Roy Cooper of South Carolina and ask him, is he running for re-election, so you can go out and campaign for him as well. The only way young people are going to vote the only way that young people are going to vote in these elections is if we get out and go out on the campaign trail and talk to these young people about these candidates and talk about these real issues. Talk about the cost of living. Talk about the gas prices. Talk about the grocery prices. Talk about the cost, the prescription cost. Talk about all these. Talk about the economy. Talk about the national debt. Talk about the oil industry. Talk about everything. Talk about everything that's going on now. that's pivotal now. Talk about that. And I know y'all saying, oh, Noah. And I know y'all saying, oh, Noah. You just saying that because you are a politician from California. Well, I got news for you. I might be a politician from California, but guess what? I am getting the young people in California out to vote by going on the campaign trail, talking to these young people, and telling them about these candidates' records, and talking about everyday issues that they care about, like student debt. So I might be a politician from California, but I'm still talking about the everyday issues that young people care about. So, yes, I am a politician. But guess what? I'm talking about everyday issues that young people care about and the American people care about. Talking about issues that elderly people care about, that young people care about, that our future generations care about. I'm talking about those issues. Talking about education, student debt, the economy, the Green New Deal. I'm talking about all that. Talking about climate change. Talking about the national debt. Talking about all that. And I'm still getting young people out to vote. So yes, I am a politician, but I am a politician that spend times that yes, I am a politician. But I am a politician that actually spend time with the American people. I'm actually one of the politicians that actually spend time with everyday Californians every day. So yes, I am. And that will never change. And that will never waver. It's not, look, I did not get in politics because of the money or because of the power or because of the retributions or because of the revenge on my opponents. But I got into politics because I care about people. Everything that I'm doing, everything that am doing now and have done, it was for the people. I did everything that I am doing now, that I have done, was for the people. Nothing. I have never benefited off of the American people, and I'm not going to. And I am not going to. Governor Westmore, he's a fine governor. He's a very fine governor. He is a very fine governor at his job. But he is not profiting off of the citizens of Maryland. Governor Gavin Newsom, he's a very fine governor. He's very fine at his job. But he is not profiting off of the citizens of California. Governor Roy Cooper is a very fine governor, but he is not profiting taxing off of the citizens of South Carolina. Same with Governor Tim Walz. He's not profiting off of the citizens of Minnesota. You got all these fine governors at their job, but still, you don't got. But still, you got all these fine Democratic governors at their job, but still, these Democratic governors, but still, these same Democratic governors are not profiting. It's not it's not profiting off of the citizens. It's not gaining money off of the citizens. Every dime that they spend, every dime that these Democrats spend is not yes. Every dime that these Democratic governors spend is coming from the taxpayers. But guess what? They are not using the state funds for their own personal gain. These Democratic governors. Some are, but some Democratic governors are using these states' funds for their own personal gain. But the others are not using these state funds for their own personal gain. They're actually using it for their own state and for their own state and for their own state, for their own state military, for their own state marine, for their own state healthcare, and for their own state. But governors like Ron DeSantis of Florida, he's profiting off of the citizens of Florida. Same with Sarah Huckabee Sanders of Arkansas. She is profiting off of the citizens of Arkansas. She got herself a $40 billion podium for herself that was paid by taxpayers to get that podium. And she spent $40 billion or $9 billion, how much money that podium that she got was. She spent all that money for a podium. When she could have went to Walmart. When she could have went to Walmart and got podiums for $10 or $11 or how much they are at Walmart, she goes and buys a $9,000 podium. Now